Yo, what is up guys, it is Cody. In this video, we're going to be going over the Draconic Power skill line. So without further ado, let's jump into the first active ability, Spiked Armor. Spiked Armor is a defensive ability for the Dragonknight class. We have Hardened Armor, which is going to give 5280 physical and spell resist for 20 seconds, and a damage shield equivalent to 10% of your max health for 2.5 seconds. Also, while active, the armor returns 1264 magic damage to melee attackers. Hardened Armor is a better morph for tanks or stamina Dragoknights, in my opinion. For stamina Dragoknights, using a skill that gives major resolve, major ward is definitely a must. You're missing out on a lot of defense if you're not using an ability like this. The only reason I say this is the better morph is just because Volatile Armor, the morph of this gives a dot upon activation. As you can see, you can release a spray of spikes around you, causing enemies hit to take 6930 magic damage over 10 seconds. As a stamina DK, most of your damage is physical damage or poison or disease, and this really is a weak dot on a stamina DK. That's why I prefer to go Hardened Armor and get that shield. This shield is basically just allow less damage to come in because your shield cannot be critted. Both morphs have that while active, the armor returns magic damage to melee attackers. The only difference is this is going to give a max shield and this is going to give a magic dot. For magic and DKs, Volatile Armor is the better choice, and for tanks and stamina Dragoknights, I do prefer to run Hardened Armor. Talons is an immobilization skill. Basically, you're going to be able to hold enemies in place with this skill. It has a radius of 6 meters, and both of them cost magicka. Burning Talons is going to leave a flame dot over 4 seconds, and Choking Talons is going to apply minor maim to your enemies, basically reducing their damage by 15% for 4 seconds. Keep in mind, Choking will do physical damage, and Burning will do flame. So as a magicka DK, you're going to have more damage out of the Burning Talons because of the dot and because of the initial damage being flame instead of physical. Also, allies can use a synergy called Impale to do magic damage on both morphs. It's a great support skill, and it's a great skill for magicka DKs in general. Next up, we have Dragon Blood, which is the Dragonknight heal. This is a very weak heal, and they are currently working on fixing it for next patch. Green Dragon Blood is going to give you major endurance, which is increasing your stamina recovery by 20%, and Coagulating Blood is going to give minor vitality, which increases healing received by 8%. They both have major fortitude, which is 20% health recovery, but the Coagulating Blood is going to basically give you more heals. If you're already using tripods, this morph is almost pointless. Next up, we have Reflective Scale. Reflective Plate is going to give you minor ward, which increases your spell resistance by 1320, and it's going to be able to reflect projectiles for 4 seconds. This skill is not very used on Dragoknights. It can be used on stamina magicka, but as a stamina DK, you don't have as many slots as you would on a magicka DK to actually fit this skill on your bar. Not a lot of magicka DKs use this as well, just because the way this skill has been changed over the past has just made it quite ineffective. So it's up to you to run it. Dragon Fire Scale is one of the more used morphs. The reflected projectiles deal 20% more additional damage, and a lot of Dragoknights tend to use this morph over the Reflective Plate. Inhale is an AoE ability, which saps health in and does magic damage at the same time. So Deep Breath, you get magic damage, and it heals you for 110% of the damage caused. Any enemy hit that is casted is interrupted, stunned, and set off balance for 2 seconds. So you can proc a Flame Lash with this if you interrupt someone who is radiant destructing you in your face, trying to snipe you. Any of those abilities that are channeled can be interrupted. And after 2.5 seconds, you'll do flame damage to nearby enemies. Draw Essence pretty much does the same exact thing, but it refunds magicka. For each enemy hit, it restores 10% of the ability's costs. Since magicka Dragoknights do lack in sustain, I think Draw Essence is the better morph, just because there's not a lot of people that are going to actually cast abilities in front of your face. So I do think Draw Essence is the better morph. They do the same exact damage after 2.5 seconds and the same initial damage, so it's just honestly better to go Draw Essence. Last but not least, we have Dragon Leap, which is a Dragonknight ultimate. Ferocious Leap is being changed in the next patch to do flame damage, so that is an awesome change to come, but that will be reviewed in another video. I'm just throwing that out there. Take Flight is a physical damage ultimate. It costs 110, it has a radius of 6.5 meters, and the range is 28 meters. Basically, you launch to an enemy and you deal physical damage to all enemies in the area and knock them back. So it's a hard-hitting CC. So this is a very good skill. The only problem with this ultimate is that it's outplayed by Dawnbreaker, which is another physical ultimate in the Fighter Guild skill line. So not a lot of Dragonites use this. Also, you cannot use this while you're rooted, but next patch that is changing. First Asleep costs more ultimate and does a little bit less damage, but you get a shield equivalent to 100% of your max health for 6 seconds. So this is a great damage ultimate and a great tanky ultimate at the same time, since it gives you a huge shield after you ult. Anyways, guys, that is the skill line for Draconic Power. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.